All right, welcome to the deep dive discussion video on Ghost Stories, 2017 movie starring Martin Freeman. If you want to watch the original review, the link will be down below. Um, in the meantime, holy crap! Sorry, I made a promise to myself that I would keep this channel fairly family friendly, so that's preventing me from doing anything like bleeping this out. But holy crap, that movie was awesome. That's just my general take on it. I really did just watch it. Came upstairs and kicked on the laptop and started, pounding out a review for this. Yeah, I had no inclination that it was going to go where it went. The portion where he was back at his mentor's RV for the second time and starting to take the prosthetic face off, and Martin Freeman was underneath. I was really, really wondering where they were going with that. And there were some really fine moments in there of some very kind of quirky facial movements in there from Martin, and I loved those. And then then he tore the backdrop of the RV off, or the caravan, and the entire thing just kind of took on a totally different direction than I had possibly anticipated. And the third act was just right out of the blue. It's like I said in the review, it was disarming, but it didn't feel disjointed, and it wound up making such cohesive sense within the context of the entirety of the movie, all leading to the last 3 or 4 minutes there, right down to the first story and the demon creature, whatever, for the Night Watchman, and the finger in the mouth, just kind of hanging there fishhook style. I thought, oh, that was just brilliant. The little subtle touches that they put on things like that, and how it all wound up coming together, I thought was great. Some points I want to kind of address is my mindset as I was watching the movie. And as I was watching the movie, my first thought was we were probably about halfway through the first story when I think it was about the time that the Night Watchman was going into the mannequin room. And the thought occurred to me that I was looking at it through the eyes of the protagonist, in that, he was sent on this quest to debunk things. And, and it was almost like the ultimate debunk. It was the ultimate challenge brought to him by the ultimate challenger. And the only thing I could really think was, where is this movie taking me? Because so far it's not terribly. I thought the premise and the setup were very interesting, but once we started getting into just watching the story as it's being told by the Night Watchman at the bar, I was just wondering where in the heck we were going with this, because no matter how scary we got in that moment, which had some good chills to it, ultimately, from the eyes of the protagonist and his goals, he's just being told a story. Who's to say that the guy's not lying? Who's to say that the guy's not nuts? From a debunking standpoint, there wasn't a whole lot scary about it. The stakes were not there because it was just a story being told. Then stuff started to happen, and I have to give some massive kudos to everybody involved in the production for the tone and feel of the second story, especially. The parents standing in the kitchen, the door slamming when nobody was there, the brother that was upstairs that wasn't upstairs, the guy, you want to go and check, and opening the door, and just, it was such a creepy moment. And then as soon as it was closed, knocking on the door in an impossibly quick fashion. Just everything about that entire scene put me on edge, and all the thoughts that I had about the stakes being so low while watching the first story, by the time I got to the second, totally out the window. loved it. And yeah, I thought it was fantastic. And the portion where he saw his dead reflection in the car window, there was something about that that I thought was, I don't know, it was something that shouldn't have worked but did. It seemed like a cheesy thing, but for some reason, the notion of him opening the car door and having it basically wipe out in the way that it did, I couldn't help but love. I didn't want to because it did feel a little cheesy. It did feel a little, we're going to slap some, blue gray makeup on you and, call it a scare. But darn it, it worked. It really did. I had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah, I really don't have anything, terribly negative to say about it. Like I said in the review, I think about the time that Martin Freeman was telling his story and was wandering through the house. For me, that felt too similar to the first story, and not a lot happening. Good tension build up, but it seemed to follow the same rhythmic beats. And but when his wife appeared again, all thoughts that I had about boringness or repetition or anything right out the window. This movie did a really good job of lulling me into a sense of false, is this all you got movie? Pretty good so far, but what else is there? And I was like, well, here's what else there is. So yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of this one. Yeah, I really everything that came down to that last 3 or 4 minutes, how many elements they crammed into there. The mispronouncing the young doctor's name there, and just even the name of the mentor, and the view of the window especially. I really was kind of, by the second or third time we had seen that peppered throughout the movie, that particular view, I really didn't know where they were going with that. If anywhere. A lot of times, you watch a horror movie and they have kind of a lofty visual ideal that never really goes anywhere, and I thought that that's what that element was going to be, but totally wrong on that. They actually did go somewhere with it, and I thought it was brilliant. Anyway, clearly I liked it. You might not have, and whether you did or not, I would really love to hear from you. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you didn't get it, if you thought that I was off base on any part of this, please leave comments. Please start a discussion, and I will be engaging with it. Just keep it civil, and tell me what you think. And in the meantime, I will talk to you tomorrow with another review.